Hi everyone, and thank you for joining today's Real Estate News and Technology Tuesdays. Today, I'm excited to introduce Erik Hammond with the Orange Stack.
Hey guys.
Erik has recently partnered with Allison James as our digital marketer to help our realtors build their brand. Today's topic is using videos to build your brand.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate being here today. So yeah, as Tori said, we are one of you guys' partners. We're trying to help you guys build your brand on video, and that's why we go to these shows every week to help you guys realize the benefit of video and how impactful it can be and how much content you can really get into a 20-minute show like this. So yeah, we're excited to talk about video today.
Why video?
Good question. Why video? So video is huge right now. Facebook and all the social media platforms have a huge presence on video. Pretty much every social media platform's done something in the last 12 months to incorporate video into their system. Even Twitter, which only started out as 140 characters, now incorporates video big time into their presence. And the reason why, I think, is just because a lot of people are lazy. They want to watch instead of read. It's much easier to engage with something like this than it is to read a whole blog or a lot of content in that form. So the more video you can have out there, the easier it is for people to digest the things that you have to say. Plus, with the algorithms that are going on right now on these social media platforms, you can really get in front of a lot of people, just like we're doing right now with the Facebook Live, and being able to reach audiences that have never heard of you before. Natively, when you post something in written format, the social media platforms only show your content to about 6% of the followers that you have. So if I type something up today and I post it on my Facebook channel, if I have 100 followers, only 6% of the people are actually going to see it. So that's not very much, but if I go live, Facebook actually notifies everybody on my account that we're live right now, and it does a big effort to actually help me find a new audience. So if you're trying to reach a new audience and you already have a small following, it's a great way to actually find new followers and get in front of people that may not have heard of you before. So some of the interesting statistics about video nowadays is that about 55% of the population watches some form of online video every single day. So that's a huge number right there. Again, if you're trying to get to a new audience, video is the way to do it. The average person actually stays on a website with video 88% longer than without. So traditionally, if you're just scrolling through blogs and looking at content, you're probably going to get bored. Your eyes are going to get tired of reading. But with the advent of video online, people are able to stay on your website a lot longer. So if you have a blog, pair it with a video. That's one of the things that we do in our blogs is we actually have the written words so people who actually do want to engage and read, they can also watch the video on a YouTube channel as well. So that's huge. And then customers who enjoy the video that a business has to share are actually 90% more likely to actually purchase from that business in the future. So you gain a lot more confidence and trust by having video in your business. And it just, again, you can relate to me. You know who I am. You know what I look like. Hopefully you like me, but it doesn't always happen. So you got to make it work. But you can kind of hide behind the pen sometimes and be that ghostwriter, if you will. But by being a video and being this presence, people are going to be able to trust you and relate to you. And when they meet you in real person, they're going to know who you are because they've seen you, they've watched you, and they engage with you. So good question.
So when you're doing the videos, who should your audience be? Who speak to?
Good question. So one of the things that I try to tell you, or the people that we work with, is find out who's your target market. Obviously anybody who can buy a house is too general. You probably want to find out who relates to you, who do you work with. If you're a younger demographic and you relate to millennials, 30, 40-year-olds even, speak to them. If you've got a different demographic, I don't want to segregate by age because people relate to different people. But you got to find out who relates to you. What kind of hobbies, what kind of interests relate to you, and find out who the people are that you can connect with. If you're in an area where they mostly have townhomes, you're probably going to be selling to new families who have young kids or who are kind of expanding that condo. So you want to be able to speak to them and their audience. You want to do the things that they're doing. You want to relate to the things that they're doing. You don't want to talk about retirement accounts to a new family. You want to talk about going to the park and going to the beach and getting outside and doing new things. So I would spend a minute over the next couple of days as we have Thanksgiving here and we have some time off to really think about who your audience is. Who have I sold the most homes to? Who do I work with primarily? Know their age, know their interests, know their hobbies, even give them a name. For me, I call everybody that I work with Steve because Social Steve is ready to go and he's ready to start working with us online. So I know that we primarily work with 40-year-old males because that's our demographic. I know that they're interested in social media, they're online a lot, and they have friends and family who follow them, but they're not doing a lot with their social channel yet. So I've built out this persona that I speak to when I talk about my videos, and you guys need to do the same thing. You need to figure out what are they interested in, how can I connect with them on a personal level so that they get to know me and trust me, and then share information that is relevant to that audience member.
And where should we post the videos?
That's a good question too. Like I said before, every platform right now has a video element of some sort. So obviously Facebook is huge right now on video. YouTube is only video. You can't even write unless you have a description about it. Snapchat, again, is a big video source. All these platforms are great for video. Even LinkedIn now. LinkedIn was kind of anti-video for a while. If you wanted to put a video on their site, you had to upload it through YouTube or another form and then basically post the link in your LinkedIn profile. But now they've actually integrated it so that you can have native video in the platform itself. So you got Facebook and then Facebook Live. They're really the same thing, but they're kind of a two different platform. We'll talk about kind of what you can use each platform for in a little bit. But those are two big ones. YouTube is great. Let me just back up a little bit. Facebook is kind of the short-term, quick updates and content that you're going to share that's probably relevant for about the next 30 days at the most. Most Facebook posts are gone in about 3 or 4 days from people's timelines. Unless you're searching for a topic that you want to know about, you're not going to see a post from a week ago. That's just how it goes. Especially Twitter. If you're on Twitter and you're posting content, it's gone within like 18 minutes. So you got to keep giving out content on Twitter. YouTube is kind of an evergreen piece, meaning that if I'm going to talk about an area that might be of interest to people, it's got to stay relevant to that community for about a year or two. I mean, you can go back and find video from 2012 that people posted that has nothing to do with that topic anymore because the subject's changed so much. So if you're going to post a video in YouTube, you got to make it relevant for like a 5-year span. So make it evergreen. Instagram is another source. It's kind of one of those short-term quick tips, you know, so hey, I just found this cool solution to a kitchen problem that happens in this type of a home that I sell a lot. You guys should do this. Or here's a quick fix on something. You know, quick kind of tips that people can kind of engage in within a minute or two, maybe even 3 or 4 minutes. When it comes to YouTube, you know, you can have 10, 20-minute videos, even up to an hour-long video if it's really relevant content. And then Facebook, you know, probably in the 5-minute range, unless you're on Facebook Live, they actually recommend that you're online for about 20 minutes. So if I'm going to go live and have a show like this, I want to be engaged long enough for my audience to come in and be a part of it, be able to ask questions, and be able to really enjoy the content that I have. And that's what Facebook is trying to push that audience to come and watch it. So thank you.
So what do I say?
Yeah, that's a big one. Nobody knows what to say. They get online, they hit that go live button, and then they get tongue-tied and they're not sure what to say next. So you don't want to just get on here and ramble. Hopefully you don't think I'm rambling yet. But you want to have content that's important to your audience. Again, if I'm speaking to Steve, what does Steve want to know? Steve doesn't care necessarily about the sports team that I'm interested in or, you know, what I'm going to eat for Thanksgiving. He wants to know how to get more followers on social media. He wants to know what to say on social media. He wants to know how to record his content on social media. So I'm going to talk to you guys about what to say, right? I think questions are a big one. You want to be able to answer questions that people ask you most often. So what are the questions that you get as a real estate agent? When I was in real estate, everybody wanted to know how's the market and when's it going to crash because they want to know how they can get a discounted property. Problem is nobody has a crystal ball, so you can't always determine when the market's going to crash, but you can give them tips and strategies about how to take advantage of the market that we're in. So answer questions that you get most often. Maybe as you get questions throughout your day or throughout your month, just jot them down. Notice the ones that you get the most often. Maybe you answer questions about how to qualify for a loan if I've gone through a bankruptcy recently, or how do I lower my payment if I'm kind of at a adjustable rate, interest rate. Different things that are going to apply to the people that you're working with. Answer the questions that you get the most common. The next one is, this is a big one that you guys are probably not going to be that comfortable with, but is recording your listing presentation and your buyer's consultation. The reason why, if I go and I present my listing presentation in a video format, I'm going to be so judgmental about how I look, how I stand, how my voice is. You know what? People hear what they hear. They're going to see you on that screen, and I can't adjust anything about it. I am who I am. So be comfortable with it. Be who you're going to be and have your thing polished. Know what you're going to say and have it to a concise time. If your listing presentation is an hour and a half long and you're just talking, it's too much. You need to get it down to a concise time that's going to make sense for that client. You got to be able to tailor it. But by being comfortable with video, you know your presentation. I don't have to sit here and read my notes the whole time and look down. I'm going to be able to look you in the eye and know that I'm talking to you. And the other side of it is if you actually post this content on your website, the visitors to your website and the people that potentially want to work with you are going to be able to engage with you and see this information before they actually meet with you. And they're going to be comfortable hearing this listing presentation for the second time because they've already witnessed it once. And now they're going to know what's coming. They're going to know the questions that you're going to ask, and they're going to be comfortable working with you as a real estate agent. And when you say, are you ready to sell your house with me? They're going to say yes. So be comfortable with that. And then the last couple I would say is talk about things going on locally in your area. You know, what farmers markets are going on, what big attractions do you have coming on? with Thanksgiving right now, there might be some things that happen in your city that are big. We went through this summer and we had a lot of farmers markets going on right now in the city that I live, and we had 80,000 people attend a farmers market a couple weeks ago. If you would have just showed up with your camera and started talking to the vendors and interviewing the people that came and were buying popcorn and flowers and everything else, it'd be some great content to talk about why you should move to that city. So talk about the local things that people love and are excited about, and share that type of content. Another big one too is if you sell a older home, let's say you sell a tract home that's built in the 70s that has a lot of outdated kitchens, maybe you can work with a contractor who's recently gone into one of those homes and developed a great kitchen that fits the floor plan a little bit better than they built in the 70s. You can go and show what that kitchen looks like and tell potential buyers, look, if you buy a home in this area, now you know what you can do to this kitchen. Here's what it's going to look like. Here's kind of some DIY tips to make the home a little bit more functional than it was back in the 70s. And people are going to appreciate that content. So maybe you come up with a theme show that's every week, DIY tips from Erik on Wednesday or whatever it's called, and have content that's relatable, again, to the audience that you speak to. Answer the top 10 questions that you get. Answer the top 10 restaurant feedbacks. Maybe there's some good restaurants that you want to go out to. Maybe there's some popular things going on in your area. Just make it relevant to the people that you want to speak to. So that's good.
So I guess touching on that a little bit more, when should you be creating the videos?
Yeah, so consistency is important here. The last thing you want to do is post 3 days in a row, have a week-long gap, nobody hears from you, and then you come back a week later and you post an hour-long thing on YouTube. It just doesn't work that way. So one of the things that Allison James does well is they post every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. like we're here Pacific time today, giving you guys great engagements. You've been trained to know I need to show up online at Tuesday at 10 o'clock and be here to engage with us. So if you have a weekly type show like this, or maybe you just post your content every single week at the same time, that's critical. You obviously have to plan it out in advance. Don't just go live saying, oh crap, it's Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I don't know what I'm going to say. What do I do? So plan it out in advance. There's a lot of programs that help you schedule out this type of content so that you can be on it and you can be consistent with it. Another big thing too, which we've been helping a lot of our clients, is a content calendar. So sometimes, again, you've said, all right, I've been going for the last month and I've told everybody everything that I know how to say. I don't know what else to say next. If you come up with a content calendar and plan it out weeks in advance, you kind of know ahead of time what I'm going to say. So maybe you have a theme around November, you have a theme around December, and break your content down from there. That can be helpful. If you just go to Pinterest and a lot of these type of programs, there's a lot of places you can find good content for social media sites, but that's actually one of the things that we help our clients do, is to build out a calendar that makes sense for them and to post content that's relevant to them. So maybe Monday you go on Facebook and you have a specific type of a post that you share. Tuesdays, Twitter, Wednesdays, Snapchat type of thing. Just kind of go through the days, pick a different platform each day of the week and post something. I don't think that if you picked one a day, you're going to post too much. Some people are posting 20, 30 times a day on Twitter. That gets a little hard to keep up with. If you post more than 3 or 4 times a week on Facebook, it might be a little overwhelming for your audience. But most importantly, just plan it ahead, know what you're going to say, and have it, again, around the message that you're going to share. And make it fun. We do Facebook Fridays in our business, so every Friday I do a show. We do Tech Tuesday. So kind of make a play of the name, make it fun, and make it work for your audience.
Yeah. And then what do you use to make a great video?
Good question, too. So another thing that most people think is they got to go drop $1,000 on a fancy camera, right? There's a lot of cool cameras at Costco and Best Buy that you can buy. There's those big fancy ones with the lenses. You got to hold it up. It takes a whole arm to hold it. You don't have to spend that much money, guys. You already have $1,000 camera in your pocket. Most people don't even realize. So the camera lenses on an iPhone are actually pretty decent nowadays. The cool thing is they're your own television show. You can broadcast to the whole world, just like we're doing today. They have a great lens. They fit in your pocket. They have a lot of memory, and there's a lot of cool features on there. And then from there, you can actually kind of build out a whole studio with just your phone. I forgot it today, but I usually carry like a selfie stick that you can actually mount onto the phone itself that holds it so that it's more stable. You can get tripods that hook up to your cell phone. You can get wireless mics that hook to it. You can even get those little lavalier mics. You can get lights. There's all sorts of stuff. But the biggest part of it is just keep it simple.